Hello everyone, and welcome to this Video Sans Frontières video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and today I have for you something that is a wee bit different to the norm. It's a Compaq. Oh wait, no, hang on a minute, that's not different to the norm. I always do Compaqs and Dells. Okay, so it's exactly the same as every other video that I have ever done, but I'm still wanting you to watch it. Hang on a minute, no, it is slightly different. Because this is a Compaq Presario. And it's not like this Compaq Presario, which I have now managed to pair up with its original CRT monitor. Look at that, doesn't she just look beautiful? Seriously, how can you not love this computer? It's amazing! It's got speakers in the bass, and it's just... even the CRT gives off a nice good picture. It's just... I'm starting to sound like the CRT man here, but look, trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. It'll even give you a pseudo kind of clear image at 1024, which for a cheap 14-inch monitor back in 1998, it's pretty good. No, it's a brilliant system. Look, Anyway, back to this one. This is also a Compaq Presario, but it's nothing like this one, because, well, it has an AMD processor, just like the 2240. It has JBL speakers, just like the 2240. It was made for the home market, just like the 2240. It has a floppy disk drive, just like the 2240. Unlike the 2240, it has an AMD Duron. The 2240 has got an AMD K6 too. This has got a DVD-ROM drive, unlike the 2240, which has got a CD-ROM drive. But that's okay, because this thing was never meant to play DVDs. Unlike the 2240, though, these aren't that well built. Let me explain. I've had about... well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I've lost count of the number of machines number of these that I've had. I got one given to me by my good friend Robert, who used to run the YouTube channel the Casbert Show. Robert, of course, is the boyfriend of an artist called Little Miss Arty Farty, whose works are absolutely flaming brilliant. It was not working, and he gave me the challenge of restoring it. So off I went, bought parts, and, the screen didn't work, so I bought a new screen. Motherboard didn't work, bought a new motherboard. Keyboard needed replaced. CD drive... I think I originally got a DVD-ROM CDRW drive. Again, I don't know. I just had to rebuild the whole thing, and, I did my best, but the machine was just kind of beyond repair. So I got another one. Well, I got another one that was listed as broken. And, tried to combine the bits of two poor notebooks to make one good one. Again, no dice. So, I ended up getting this one. I can't remember getting it, but I've had it for a while. And anyway, I was going through my machines, and originally I was going to part this one out. But I thought I would, just have a wee look and see what, if anything, works. Just to justify, just to confirm it was broken. And, well, let me, I will actually show you the results of what happened there. But not just yet, because before I do that, well, I think I'm going to give the game away. But I'm going to show you a bit around this machine. Okay, so on the left hand side we have the 1.44 meg floppy disk drive. People often call it the A drive because you know, if you have one floppy drive, it usually just is A. Any subsequent floppy drives will be drive B, and then if you have more than two, then they'll just take any letter that's available. Then you've got two PCMCIA card slots, plus the PCMCIA card slot eject button. Now this is where we start to see the cost-cutting measures put in place by Compaq. There's two slots, but there's only one eject button. So I wonder if both cards get ejected at once. That could be inconvenient. If you've got two cards and you want to eject one card but want to keep the other one in, it could be quite inconvenient having both of them ejected at the same time. I really don't know how it works, but yeah, you'll just have to bear with me on that one. On the rear of the machine, we found a 56k modem, Ethernet, two USB ports, PS2 mouse port. Oh yes, and the port door is broken off. Derp. I should have kept the port door from one of the working ones, but had to throw a lot out. PS2 mouse keyboard port. IEEE 1284 parallel printer port. Parallel to what exactly? I do not know, but it's certainly parallel. No, I'm only kidding on its parallel interface as opposed to serial. VGA out, S-video. Something that looks like it should be optical out, but it seems to have been blanked. That probably could be a Firewire port on more expensive models, actually. And you've got the power supply. A vent. And then on this side you have, this machine does come with a DVD-ROM CDRW combi drive. Very nice. Headphone and microphone jacks. And on the front you see the rather impressive JBL speakers. And the LED release button. Okay. So, let's have a look at what happens when you try to power this machine. Naturally, the battery is completely dead. So, there we go. So here's the machine. Have a look inside. There's a nice keyboard here. Touchpad. Scrolly thing. I think that is actually a scrolly thing. It apparently does support edge scrolling, but yeah. And here are the top of the speakers, complete with the JBL Pro branding. Just like this machine. It has an AMD Duron. Please excuse me while I throw up. And is designed for Windows XP. And if we have a look at the buttons, we've got information, email, search, power, music, and then volume up and down keys. Well, down and up in that order. Down, up, plus, minus, plus. Anyway, I wonder what happens if we try and switch it on. Oh! There's a surprise. Imagine a surprise when I actually switched it on and found that, lo and behold, the thing actually powered up. Now, it does come with XP, and, well, that to me is a problem. It's a Duron 900 with 128 megs of RAM. Sure, I could upgrade the RAM, but a Duron 900? It will have run it will have ran XP RTM probably just fine and made quite a nice XP machine for someone, but now, in the Days of Service Part 3, no. The thing that really troubled me is I couldn't get the drivers for any lower versions of Windows, any older versions like 95, not necessarily 95, I'm not looking for drivers for Windows 95, but 98 MER 2000, I just couldn't get the drivers for. Sure enough, the audio drivers worked with Windows XP drivers running on Windows 2000, but the display drivers required XP, and because it's a Compaq specific version of the S3 Twister, I just can't seem to get any drivers for Windows 2000. So it looks like I'm stuck with Windows XP, or I suppose I could have probably found a very lightweight Linux distro, but I thought I would, stick on XP. I've installed a few things. Not very many, but let's see what space is taken up on the hard disk. Not that much, actually. It's got a 20 gig hard disk, and 4 gigs has been taken up. So what's it all been taken up by? Well, there's Microsoft Office XP. That's rich in Office XP style goodness. Naturally, it takes a wee while to load up because of the Works Suite add-in, which I insisted on installing. And look, there's the Works portfolio, the thing that everyone loves to hate. But I don't know, I really quite liked having it up there. Reminds me of better times. Well, sort of. I guess it reminds me of, the were better times. You know, I loved Works Suite 2002. So let's have a look. Normally I'm a lot better at typing than that. It's Cheap Sholalet Day! Yay! Yay, Sholalet! Just take heed. The overpriced Valentine's Day chocolates will be all on special tomorrow. There's some buying advice from me. Great if you're single. Okay, so let's have a look at Works Suite. You've seen it a million times before. This is Works Suite 2002. Looking at the software available for this machine from HP, looks like this actually came with some of the, I think, Works 2000. I don't know, I think it runs fine with Works Suite 2002, although having 2000 actually does make it a lot less resource hungry, I guess. And I guess I've got to remember it is a Duron 900. I mean, how could I forget? Let's have a look at this. It's Microsoft. Oh, okay. So it seems the sound's gone completely silent. Why has the sound gone completely silent? I don't know, but I'm... There we go. these speakers can go extremely loud. We could probably get a person evicted. And this is on a laptop. This is probably where all the money's gone. Good game, Compaq. Good game. And how impressive are these speakers? Why don't we find out? Now, XP-RTM used to come with a pretty neat David Byrne song called Like Humans Do. XP, if you've got Windows XP with Service Pack 2 slipstreamed in from Microsoft, not an XP disk that someone else has manually slipstreamed Service Pack 2 into, I mean a properly slipstreamed, and well, Microsoft Windows XP with Service Pack 2, you didn't get the David Byrne song. However, there are still a couple of samples that you can get, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into Media Player and scan for some music. There we go. So we're going to listen to Symphony No. 9, Scherzo. Amazing. Just simply amazing. Really, it is. I'm just totally amazed. Actually sounds better than the speakers on my desktop, but to be honest, yeah, I had to cheap out on desktop speakers. But that is honestly where I believe Compaq has spent all the money on this machine. You buy any other machine from any other manufacturer, the speaker's going to be terrible. But you might get, I don't know, you might have gotten an Intel Pentium processor or a Celeron, or you might have gotten, you know, something that wasn't SIS or S3. You might have gotten ATI graphics, but oh no, speakers. That's where this machine lies. This machine is purely for music lovers. I wonder if anyone knew that, and I wonder how many of these went around their daily lives with Cubase installed on them. Before they actually broke, because they did, all of them. Good game, Compaq. Really, really good game. Now, while I might laugh at this, it does bring up a very valid point. You see, before the HP merger, where everything that Compaq made was just terrible, Compaq did make good machines. They even made good Presarios. The Presario desktops were brilliant. The Presario laptops have always kind of lacked in a certain amount of quality. If you ask my good friend Matthew H16, he will tell you a lovely fairy story all about a Compaq Presario 1220 that he had, which had a Media GX processor, which was basically, I don't even know if it was Cyrix or, but it had a passive matrix display, and it was very expensive for the time, but it just didn't have the quality that you would expect. Which does lead me on to something quite important. It seems that pre-HP Compaq, along with everyone else, made excellent business machines, but only average consumer machines. Certainly, like I said, Compaq did make some pretty good desktops back in the day. This one, for example. But But the Presario laptops were very consumer orientated, and I guess it's to be expected because, like I've said in my videos about the Packard Bell Easy One Silver, laptops were pretty uncommon for consumers at the time. You know, laptops were something that businessmen had. You know, they were expensive. They weren't for consumers. They were generally less powerful than the desktop counterparts. You know, it just didn't make sense back in the day for a consumer to have a laptop. But in the 2000s, it started becoming more and more popular. People did start buying laptops. People did start changing from big desktop machines. But, you know, it's just Compaq basically displayed. They were a lot like Dell are. You know, average consumer machines, exceedingly brilliant business machines. Brings me to that age-old point which I am always getting across. My friends in the real world, my friends and family, probably get sick and tired of me going on, oh, buy a business machine because consumer machines are terrible. They're designed to break. But it's true. Business machines are better. Even today, you know, if you can afford to, you know, buy a Dell Vostro as opposed... Well, Dell Vostros, I mean, a lot of people don't like them because they believe they're built like Inspirons, but they're built a wee bit better than Inspirons. They're a wee step up from Inspirons. And I understand not everyone can afford Latitudes and ThinkPads and what have you, but, you know, if you can buy a business machine, if you have the budget for a business-orientated machine, get that. Because it'll last longer, easier to service, usually come with better hardware inside, usually better build quality, and it just makes more sense. I'm really happy that this machine works. A lot of people think it looks ugly, but I don't think so. I actually quite like the look of this. You know? Okay, the paint has worn off the speakers a bit, and there has been some wear here, but it's certainly not as bad as some silver machines I've seen. The Ergo Ensis. You know, what's that going to be like in 10 years if it's still around? It's going to be... People are going to be like, oh, you've got the black model of the 211. Well, it would have probably looked better in black, I will give it that. But, I mean, I like how this is teamed silver with blue, which was actually quite a common design in the early 2000s, especially for consumer-grade machines, but I kind of like it. And while the internals of this machine might not have been so great, like I've said, I've had quite a few that just don't work. I will say this. The case itself does feel extremely solid. However, having said that, the first one of these I got, the hinges were terrible. But, and there is a lot of play in this screen, but at least the screen stays on. You know, and that has got to be something. You know, the screen, well, it stays on, and it stays upright as well. It's not just trying to make a bed for sleepy time going. But you know, that said, I am still very much into older Compaq machines, and by and large, Compaq, I do believe the quality was so much better than when they became part of HP. It's a shame as to what HP's done with them, and I really don't like it at all. But I am a very, very big fan of pre-HP Compaq. Anyway, let's see if I can play some MIDI. Cuba. I hope this is some nice Latin sounding thing. Yeah, brilliant. One thing I will show you is Compaq Advisor. Oh, that's nice. Launch a new program. This obviously will have come with this machine, but well, actually, you can download it from the the Hewlett Packard website as well, which is kind of a nice touch, because normally it's only drivers that you can download. Okay, so Compaq Advisor is basically like the paperclip. It'll show you, well, it'll be able to teach you about different aspects of the computer. That's basically what that does. Quite good, actually, I must admit. You know, it's brilliant for beginners. And I guess that's something that consumer machines are good at, catering, or were good at, was catering towards beginners. Now, everyone just assumes that everyone knows about computers, so you don't really get the help from consumer-orientated computers that you used to do. Anyway, that is the end of this video. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and please join me again for my next video.